Welcome, Gemini, to your vernal equinox, 3 months deep dive forecast for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. Each year, when the sun returns to Aries, it's the start of the new astrological year. And also, cardinal quadrant 1, taking us through to the summer or Cancer solstice this year on the 21st of July. It's a very powerful time because the sign of Aries is very much about initiation. But what will that mean for you personally? I'm going to share your event chart on screen. By the end of the video, you'll have a clearer understanding of what this means for you in terms of relationships, energy, work, and finance. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundell. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so now and help it to continue to thrive. So on the screen, Gemini, your event chart, and there's the sun. The intriguing thing is the sun's meeting with Neptune in Aries for the first time in 150 years. And for you, the 11th house, the house where the energy of Aries, which is about that thrust, that fire, very dynamic, the energy for you is very much about your connection to others, your long-term plan, your network, your social situation, but it can also be about your higher purpose. And that link between the Sun and Neptune does point towards the potential for some idealism, certainly some imagination over these next 13 weeks. So if you are friendly with people who are very creative, musicians, artists, or you really enjoy taking part or attending events that are around things like that, that's going to be a very potentially enjoyable part of this next quarter. But Saturn, the planet of limitation, but also outcomes and consequences, is also in this part of your chart. So we have a contradiction in terms. Saturn can be about what slows things down. It's in its fall in Aries, whereas the sun is exalted. So they're very close together. They're going to come into an exact conjunction next week. So if you're not sure about that long-term plan, or some of the people in your world that could show up, you may feel a bit confused. You may find certain associations a bit limiting or demanding. But there's a lot of other good things in this 11th house for you, not least that Venus and the moon, at the exact moment the sun arrives, are in a beautiful conjunction. So if there are friends that are stable, charming, imaginative, but really are going to be part of your future, this can be an exciting period of collaboration. You also have Uranus, the planet which is very much to do with our higher truth, being very individualistic, independent, still just on that 12th house cusp. Going to join you on the 26th of April, which is truly exciting for a 7-year visit. But it is still in a very strong link with the sun, because earlier in the week, we had the sun in a sextile with Uranus by element. Now it's disassociate, but that's still very good. So if there are people, particularly professionally, that you're collaborating with, maybe someone from your past, or maybe it's something you've been doing a lot of quiet and private confidential research, and that can still be exciting. And there may be something that's beginning to manifest that really is lifting your spirits. Now, your ruler Mars, always significant, is right at the top of your chart and really supportive. Mars in the 10th house can give us greater confidence and assurance, but most of all in the public domain. So if you are wanting to make progress around your professional hubs, here's linked to Jupiter, the planet of fortune, in the second house of everyday resources. Jupiter also out of the retrograde and exalted, and the ruler traditionally at Pisces, so there's a mutual receptivity. Suggests if you're very clear about your goals and ambitions, the fact that Mercury has been causing some mischief whilst it's been in Pisces since the 6th of February, also comes to the end of its retrograde today, the 20th. That's really encouraging. It is in that mystical conjunction with the North Node, asking you to trust your thoughts and your instincts by combining them. But if you are really clear about an opportunity professionally. You have your own business. You're wanting to achieve much more recognition. The next 3 months could be sensational, but you must be clear. What's going to help is that Saturn is in a very strong link with Pluto. So if there are new skills or new techniques or things that you're wanting to share that are very future orientated, the chances are you can structure them in a way that makes them functional and therefore of great use to others. So if we shake it all out from this chart, in terms of your relationships, in terms of your energy, your work and your finances, what do we get? Well, I feel your finances can improve quite significantly over the next 3 months. But I think you have to be doing something that you're very invested in and committed to. And if you are, then you really can get some uplift. And that uplift might not just be about the money, it may also be about public recognition. People become much more conscious of your unique talents, which is very gratifying. In terms of romantic relationships, because Venus was recently connecting to Saturn, you may have had a bit of a wobble, and it may have been around a friendship, and you may have been unsure whether that relationship was going to continue to go forwards. What I would say is that if anyone has spun out of your situation, it's because they're not truly right for you. The 11th house isn't just about being friendly per se. It's not just being jolly. It's about being upbeat and friendly with a purpose. So it's connecting to people that we feel we share some kind of instinct, idealism, hobby, that we feel very comfortable with. And of course, Saturn is going to challenge that over the next couple of years. So if there are any weak links in your world, they will be revealed. But if you are someone who's quite gifted around making, creating, imagining, anything to do with film or photography, you can be inspired in these next 3 months for sure. That can be very good for your energy. But just know if there are friendships or connections you have at the moment that tend to be very draining, I think those may need to be reviewed, and that's where your energy could be hit a little bit. But romantically, I think it is definitely a time to celebrate the things you have in common. So if you're in a relationship and the friendship side of it is important, but if you do meet someone, it really wouldn't be a surprise if it was within your current social circle or a friend of a friend. You can get your free daily horoscope via your device each morning. I've written them for absolutely years. What they do is give us an opportunity. You can read it in terms of your ascendant, sun, moon, partner, parents, whatever. But what they do is give us that celestial pit stop. And I feel the way I write them is very relatable as well. Please see the link below. If you'd like to work with me, please see the link below. See my testimonials. If you've yet to watch your Pisces new moon video, please see that on screen. If you've yet to watch your Venus in Aries video, please click on that. And if you would like to order your personal forecast or life roadmap report, the life roadmap, totally unique for each person to produce for, helps us to understand our patterns, gives us steering insights. But they're great value, and the forecast helps us to time our moves. You can apply Astro 26 at the checkout for Natal and get 50% off. If you want the karmic soul-based version, Draconic, please apply Draco 26 and get 50% off. Thank you so much for joining me. All the best and goodbye.